Hello there everyone, this is SoulSuper17 here, and let me get through this like usual. I don't know, this picture, this is an unpaid video. Alright, okay, so yesterday I was gonna make this video, but too much stuff happened, and I tried making it last night, and I fell asleep. Naturally, no, I messed up, and then I was like, I'll just make it tomorrow morning. I just didn't have the motivation to do it. Not because I didn't want to, it's just because my body or my brain couldn't think right. I almost messed up something. So yeah. So this is basically what's gonna be like a short one if anyway, because what I just want to go is like Itachi or yeah. So Orochimaru's not gonna be, Saru's not gonna die. Orochimaru's not there because he can't use his freaking all jutsus. He can only use normal genjutsu. Well, basically normal genin jutsus now. So he's basically screwed. And well, there's going to be, I don't know if I'm able to do something, but Sakura, something happens. That's all I'm gonna say. Everyone, whoever watches this What If, wants this. She is going to be no more. Around. No. I gave him the ability, basically heal her and everything. No. They would not be anything to bring back. Because I'm not going to give, Naruto permission to do it, bring her back. So, yeah. Anyways, let's just get into this What If. This is what if Naruto was betrayed, so I was given a hatred, and was the reincarnation of Indira and Ashura. Or Ashura and Indira. So, yeah. Part whatever. 5, 4. I just woke up like not too long ago, so yeah, I'm not awake fully, so this is gonna suck. Anyways, so we're at the Chunin exams. The matches are about to begin. Naruto is talking to his mom and Minato and Kushina basically, and wow. They're just like asking him about how he's gonna win this, who he hopes to face. He just says Gaara mostly. He's gonna teach that freaking idiot never try to kill someone for no freaking reason. And they're like, what? He said, basically he just tells them how Gaara tried to kill Sakura, who was his ex, who then betrayed him, because he trusted her, and then she just used him. And Kushina did get mad. She also went on a rampage. Legit, as soon as she heard about Naruto was being, bullied or, being mistreated just because he had the Nine Tails inside of him, she went on a freaking rampage. And the whole entire village knew the wrath of Kushina. People who knew her feared that. And they forgot about who her son, who her child was. They forgot the mother, because she was dead. They thought, oh no, they could get away with it. Now they realize they effed up. So yeah, so those people who treated him the worst were in the hospital. Then the hospital is filled. They had to figure out a second area for them to go into just to be healed. So yeah. So Naruto just looking over at Sasuke, and I forgot if I gave him Ino. Yeah, I think I made him date Ino. So if not, then whatever. I'm not gonna do a scene like this, but just in case. He just sees them talking, and he just says, "Hey, guys, what's up?" They say, "Oh, hey, Naruto." He goes, "So, how do you like the news about my parents being back alive? And he just has a smile. And Sasuke just says, well, now you're going to be trained by him all the time, probably getting stronger than me, he says, with a slight little grin on his face. And Naruto says, already did. A whole entire year worth of it. And they're like, wait, what? He was Sharingan, can you go back in time? And all. Which Sasuke then says, wait, how old are you now? He goes, that was my door. I'm just, hold on. As soon as I, do something, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. It was, sister talking for a while, and I forgot where we were, but, okay, so Kushina, Manto talking, Sakura, people got beat up, and, yeah, so, oh yeah, Sasuke and asks how old is Naruto. And Naruto says, well, there was a year worth of training with my mom and dad in the past, so we were 12, I became 13, and all, and then, it was, the next thing you know, came back, and a few days later, I think it was my birthday. It was, no. Alright, so Chunin exams, it's not even fall yet, so. And, basically, after the whole entire Chunin exam thing, since it's almost my birthday, I spent then 8 months in the past with the first Hokage, along with Madara Uchiha, so Hashirama and Madara. And so technically my birthday passed in that time period. And then my birthday's coming up this year, so in just the next 2 months or so. As they go like, wait a minute, so you're like roughly 14? A year and a half older? 2 years older than us? And Naruto says, yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna probably age more, but I don't know. He just has a smile on his face because then Sasuke goes, so that means you have more skill and chakra than us. He goes, yeah. So be ready for if we ever fight. Gaara, not Gaara. Sasuke just had a switch up going down his face, and it's like, oh no. But yeah, just hold on, guys. I gotta go check something out here. Alright, well, I just saw my dad's vehicle, his car, and he's not there, so I'm wondering, like, what the freak? Like, I was seeing him outside, so it's like, okay, what if he gets my family? Anyways, so, Ino is shocked by this. Naruto just, sees, like, the other people that are right near them, as they're just looking and they say, so wait, you're technically older than all of us now? He was like, well, I technically was a year older than you guys, I think. Who cares? So, let's get this show on the road, shall we? As, Kushina and Minato are just laughing. So, the Chunin exams are starting. Sasuke versus Neji. Sasuke wins, easily, just Sharingan, fire style, lightning style. He even was able to basically, let's say, do something that no one thought he could. He ripped right through the, defense of the Hyugas. The palm rotation. So yeah. Which Naruto just claps at this and he goes like, nice job, Sasuke. Nice job. And so, what happened, everyone's other fights are the same. And the one who wins, wins. The one who loses, loses. So, yeah. So, it's the Kazekage, Gaara's father, who is technically still alive, and, well, technically still alive because, well, something's gonna happen. But yeah, so they do one thing, they had Orochimaru, like, taught him about saying that Brat, like, sealed away most of his, like, jutsus, and he can't use any of his higher ones, so he can't, fight the third Hokage and such, so you're lucky, because I was just gonna kill you off, he says, and, that, kind of pissed off the Kazekage, but in the end, he thanks that kid, so, yeah, and, so, the plan is gonna go similar, but, Shukaku is not needed very much anymore, because his father's just saying like he really should not be there, but so yeah, so Gaara's fight and Naruto's fight, the last fight before they move up. So Gaara just looks at Naruto when he says, Naruto Uzumaki, well, Uzumaki Namikaze, and Naruto, I mean not Naruto, and Gaara of the Sand. As they both look at each other, Gaara just stands, goes around him, and he just disappears. And Naruto just looks at his mom and dad and say, "Wish me luck." And next thing you know, Anko just says, "Good luck, Naruto," as he just smiles and just says thanks. And he just falls, like basically he just like when he was like just like waiting for his turn, he just was like leaning right against the pole, like with his back turned to like the stadium, so that way he just falls down. And everyone's wondering like, what the? I said next, he just like does like turn his body so that way his feet are to the ground, and he just lands, and he just walks to like the center. Then Gaara's just there waiting for him. He just says, "Yo, Gaara, when was the last time I saw you? Oh yeah, during those preliminaries when you almost killed my ex-girlfriend. I mean, the girl does deserve to die, but not by your hands or by mine. Just a normal, at a normal age, old. We're all gonna die someday, so why make it sooner than later?" That's what you're probably thinking, and I don't care what you think. So, I'm just gonna beat the living crap out of you. And Garo just says, "You done talking? Talk is cheap, basically." And Nara just grins and goes, "Yeah, you're right, Tanuki." Well, not Tanuki, or, he goes, "Oversized raccoon." which Kurama just starts laughing, and Shukaku heard that. So he was like, "I hate this kid already! Kill him!" And like, basically Garo just started laughing. Which everyone is shocked because he literally is just laughing because Shukaku's pissed. And he goes, "Oh my god. You literally know about, the whole entire, like, one tail being inside, do you?" He goes like, "Yeah, I do." And he's just an oversized raccoon. Like, legit. When Shigara says, "Yeah, this guy doesn't even let me sleep at all, so..." Then Naruto says, "Really? Why? Is that the seal on your head?" He goes, "Yeah, but it's just, he's annoying. He'll take over when I sleep." And Gaara, he just, Gaara just says that. Naruto just like, "Hold up. We're not starting the match. We're not starting the match." Which everyone's wondering what the. And so, here's what happens. Naruto runs up to Gaara. He can tell the seal says, "Yeah, that seal's a piece of crap." And he goes, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, that's the reason why Shukaku is mad all the time and you can't get no sleep." So he just does some hand signs, and then all of a sudden, like, he doesn't need to make anything. He just used chakra itself, and it's just like something like the chakra was like blue, then it turns black, and then it's just like he just puts onto Gaara's basically body, and then all this like, let's say he put it on his arm, and then all of a sudden it just starts wrapping around his whole entire body on its own. He's like, what the? He goes like, don't worry about it. Like, this is something I made up when I was with my parents for a year in the past. So, and Kushin and Minato are just smiling, because this is like a new type of seal that Naruto invented, which if he made it for specifically for Jinchurikis or to seal away any type of jutsu or material or person, and it just, it wraps around Gaara all the way up to his head with the seal, and then next thing, it just starts to, basically, the seal started to change from, and like all the like the black lines were on Gaara starts to go onto that seal, and then this symbol on his head changes, and it's, he just feels like a lot more like calmer now, like less murderous intent. And then Naruto says, "You need to sleep first before we ever have this fight." He goes, "But we," and then Naruto just says, "We'll be back." So the next thing you know, Naruto just grabs Gaara, and then his eyes just activates, and he just starts to make that swirl, and then a portal opens. He just says, time bending. Yeah, he moved his Sharingan. So basically, they just go right into the portal, and then a few seconds later, they come right back. Gaara just stretches and says, "That is a well-deserved rest I needed." He goes, "Yeah, you slept for like freaking 16 hours, my Gaara." He goes, "Yeah, sorry, I haven't slept in so many years. Ugh, I'm still pretty tired." And Gaara's just like acting all calm and stuff, which his father's like, "What? No. How?" Sorry for like all the noise my neighbor, somebody like in my neighborhood is just like having some construction or something done to their place, I think. I don't really know. But yeah, so Gaara basically is just looking at Naruto. He just like looks at the headman of the sand. He just says, "I want to change villages." And he goes, "What?" And that's when Naruto says, "Yeah, I want to change the village. Change to this village. I like it a lot better than the sand." He goes, "Really? Yeah, it has you too. I probably won't be treated as a weapon. And 3, I just hate my father." He goes, "Let me guess. Kazekage?" He goes, "Yeah. He tried to kill me like so many times already, so, jerk, right?" And Naruto just laughs, goes, "I know. That does sound like a jerk." So they say, "Anyways, let's start the match." Which, Gaara says agreed. He just gets in a normal stance and the sand goes around him. And Naruto, he just, with his hands in his pocket, he was like, "I'll just use one foot, my right one, just to smash that, sand off of you." Gaara just has a slight grin and goes like, "You can try." So that when the match starts, the sand just goes straight at Naruto. Naruto just dodges it. And then Shukaku is calmer, very calm. And he's just letting Gaara have control. And the Ninetales just saying, talking to him, goes like, "Thank you for helping out my brother. Even though he is a little pest, or can be a little bit annoying. He didn't deserve to be always crazy and mad." Naruto says, "No problem, Kurama." This is while he's dodging it, and next thing you know, right when Naruto, nearly gets hit by one, his foot goes onto the ground, and he just uses chakra to push himself forward so quickly that the sand couldn't even keep up with his movement. And then when he gets to Gaara, he just has basically one foot right at Gaara's stomach, basically, and he hits him to the side, and the sand goes flying just to protect Gaara, basically. So that's what happens, and then boom, it catches him before he even hits the wall. He goes, "So how was that? Good, huh?" Gaara just says, "Well, that is impressive. All right, enough playing around then." Then all of a sudden, Naruto can feel the One Tail's, Shukaku's chakra. He goes, transforming? And he goes, no, just need to gather up more. As in, everything in the air is starting to turn into like sand falling down. Well, it's just around the arena. And it's just like the sand like trying to hit Naruto. And it's just like Naruto just keeps on dodging and everything. He was like, he thinks to himself, huh, I didn't know the Jinchuriki of the sand was very skilled with this. Well, and then not the Ninetales, well, not Ninetales. Kurama says, well, Shukaku is sand, so he has control over everything of it. And he goes, true. So Naruto just basically jumps up, just like doing multiple like backflips too. He gets to the wall and just runs up it, and then he stops when he gets near the edge. And Gaara, he just gathered all the sand that fell onto the ground, and it's just like going all around him. And it's in this, he starts to use sand to float up into the air. As in, Gaara is just looking at him. He goes, so, you ready for this? And Naruto just says, yeah, why not? So, what Naruto is gonna do right now, he starts making hand signs. And, well, he makes the hand signs for the Chidori. And it's red. Gaara has the sand on the ground being prepared as Naruto just runs straight downwards. And, he's just starting to get faster and just starting to move his body faster. Like, to the point where it's a blur, you just see the red and then, like, the eyes, basically. He had to use his internal Mangekyo Sharingan to, so it's still activated. And that's why he's been moving so fast, basically. So, he just starts going down fast, like, fast enough to be a blur. And then all of a sudden, when he hits the ground, there's a big, like, dust storm. And he just runs right through it. And then Gaara says, sand coffin! Basically. And it's just like all that sand that was poured, like, came from the ground and gathered up, just starts to go everywhere. Right into the stadium. As Naruto just runs straight towards it with a smile. Kishin and Minato are not worried. But, Anko and Sakura, Sasuke, Kakashi, Jiraiya, the third Hokage, even the Kazekage. Well, the Kazekage hopes Naruto dies. Because he ruined his plan a little bit more. And, well, Naruto... So basically, yeah. So then when the sand... Oh yeah, I forgot. Zabuza and Haku are there, but, they're seeing it, and Zabuza put money on Naruto. So yeah. So he hopes he wins. So basically when Naruto's running towards the sand and it's getting near him, all of a sudden, basically, Naruto just bursts his speed even more. To the point where he can't even be seen. But what he does, he basically runs right up to the sand, puts his foot right onto it, and just starts running on the sand basically. So he goes to the point where the sand's gonna be like going up to Gaara. So that's what he does. He does do that. He basically goes onto the sand, up it, to the point where it's just boom, like straight up to Gaara. And then next he just appears right in front of Gaara and says, Chidori! And he hits him right in the shoulder. Which Gaara's screaming in pain. And he just says, they respect that, huh? And Gaara says, I did. He goes, what? And then all of a sudden, sand binds around him. He goes, now, take this! And then he just throws him down into, like, the big giant sand coffin. And then he says, sand burial! And then he just, like, basically tries to kill, buries Naruto underneath all that pressure of sand. So that happens. And I gotta check something out real quick, everyone. Give me a minute. Alright, this video is gonna have to be cut a little bit short. Because I gotta go help my dad with stacking the wood now. Soon. Or in a few minutes. So yeah. So I'm gonna make this at least a 30 to 40 minute 30-minute video. I'm sorry, just family stuff. I apologize. Please don't hate me. It's just, it happens. My dad has me help him out with everything. Like with everything physical, he has me helping him out. So yeah, God, it sucks, but family, right? Wait, actually, he may not. So we'll see. We'll see. So what happens? 50-minute video, forget. Yeah, who cares? But yeah. So everyone's thinking Naruto's dead, but Kushina and Minato, no, he's not. So then all of a sudden, I'm giving him it early. They just start. Everyone starts feeling this huge amount of chakra, as it's not the Susanoo. No, it's something better than the Susanoo. No, Karama just says, "Oh heck no, you're not dying," or So basically, he just made Naruto get KCM stage 1 for a brief moment. So basically, everyone started feeling this dark chakra coming off of Naruto. Well, started feeling this dark chakra in there. Gaara was wondering, what the? And all of a sudden, you just see a freaking hand come out of the sand, as then Naruto just pulls himself out. Basically, bitch, I can't. As it pulls himself out, and then he just he comes out, and he just starts coughing out. Sandy was like, I'm gonna have sand in my mouth for weeks now. Jeez. Ugh, that tastes awful. So, everyone just seeing this glow around Naruto. And then it just disappears. He goes, "Thanks, Kurama. I didn't know I could do that." Well, we could do that, I mean. He goes, "No problem. But you have to train with that for, you have to train a little bit more to even use that. So, be prepared, alright?" And Naruto says, "Alright." So, they, so Gaara comes in and he goes "How?" He goes, "Me and my tail beasts are, friends. So, he wasn't going to let me die." As Gaara just grins and goes, "Do you think me and Shukaku become that?" He goes, "Well, no, me and, the first tail can become that." He goes "Yeah, I do believe." Anyways, let's continue with this. As Naruto disappears and basically he says, "Have a taste of your own sand," when he appeared right in front of Gaara with his hand on his head, and then he just slams him into the sand, basically making him eat his own. And Naruto just has a grin on his face. So what happens next is sand comes at Naruto. Naruto just dodges it, and then Shukaku starts speaking to Gaara. He basically says, "Make a sand spear," basically, as when Gaara doesn't understand why, so he makes a sand spear, and well, what happens next is Naruto basically just smiles. He goes, "Alright." Hold on. Okay, so yeah. So Naruto just be like, "Alright, I wonder. Let's just say, Ashura says, well, since he got a sand spear, this is only fair." As then all of a sudden, one of the truth-seeking orbs come out of Naruto's body, and Naruto's like, "Wait, what?" And then all of a sudden, it goes into Naruto's hand and makes it into a staff. He was like, "Alright, what the heck?" Which everyone's in shock. They're wondering, what the? So Gaara just says, "You got a few tricks up your sleeve." I was like, "I have no idea what this is, but who cares? I'm gonna use it." He just says that to Gaara, and Gaara was like, "Alright." So they just start fighting. Gaara's trying to hit Naruto with a spear. Naruto's just dodging with the staff, and basically, after a couple minutes of this fighting, Naruto says, "Alright, I win." He goes, "What?" And then he just hits the staff in Gaara's stomach, and then all of a sudden jumps in the air, kicks Gaara on the head, and slams the staff right into Gaara's head, knocking him out, KO'd. And so, next the Kazekage says, "You know what, freak it." As then the attack happens, right on cue, Like, it was planned. He just says, forget, like, freak this plan now. And then the plan heavy was like, well, I'm dead. So yeah, so basically the sound ninjas, the sand ninjas, they're all attacking, and everyone's like panicking. Everything happens similar to canon, but this way Sakura doesn't go help out. Basically, Gaara, Naruto makes shadow clones have Gaara being protected by for sand ninjas, you know, and when the shadow clones is basically making Gaara forcefully wake up. And then, so basically, when he wakes up, he was like, "What happened? Did I win?" He was like, "No, you lost to me." He was like, "Okay, what's happening?" He goes, "Oh wait, yeah, the attack on the village, yours. All right, I'll help out." He basically gets rid of the headband, that's basically frozen in the air, and just says, "I'm no longer a part of the hidden sand village, no more." And all of a sudden, he just basically puts sand up into the air, and the shadow clones leave. Tamari and Konkoro just like, "Gaara, we're here too." And then he says, "I'm not a part of your team no more. I'm not a part of the sand village no more. If you don't want to freaking die, leave this village now before I basically kill all the sand ninjas for freaking making me feel like a monster." As Naruto goes like, "Hold up, don't kill them." At least Injin Valley goes like, "All right, fine, I'll crush her leg or something." So then that went Tamari and Konkoro just suddenly like get rid of the headbands and throw them away, and the sensei's like, "Gaara." He says, "Yes." He just hugs him and says, "If I become Kazekage, I will make every relationship with this village." And then he just basically just runs away. Basically, he just leaves. He's not gonna die here because he's not. I don't know the guy's name. So yeah. So basically, the third Hokage and the Kazekage have a fight, and this fight is epic. They're throwing jutsus. He's throwing that sand. Basically, Haruzen is, on the fence at first until he gets the staff out. And then he's, like, way more, able to do stuff than, the Kazekage, which the Kazekage now is on the backbone. And then, basically, Naruto running through the village, taking down all the sand ninjas and, sound ninjas he can. He just even throws them into some of the buildings. Kushina and Minato, are there. Basically, Minato is using his, flying Raijin, taking down multiple ninjas. Naruto's doing exactly the same too. And they're saying, "What the yellow flash?" And then they see Naruto doing the same thing. They're like, "No, there's two yellow flashes. No. Some of them are just retreating and running, while others are just saying, "We can take," and then they just hit by Rasengans. Basically, both of them. Like, both Naruto and Minato just hit two people with Rasengan, sent them flying, and that's when and Naruto has the Rinnegan, he goes, "You really think you can take us, father and son?" And basically, they both have kunais. And they all just, like, run. People are just running. So Naruto's going around helping out anyone that needs it, helping evacuate civilians, and he hears a mother saying, like, a Konoichi with pink hair, went over to try to find her kids. And, there's some ninjas going, like, some of the sound, and basically ninjas, the sound and, like, sand ninjas are there. So Naruto just rushes over. He's basically running as fast as he can and pouring chakra into his body. And by the time he gets there, Sakura is just dead. There isn't really much there of her. Like, she tried her hardest. She basically tried to use what she knew with Asuma to her advantage and strategy. What Shikamaru did. She did put up a good fight. Some of them are, like, wounded. Like, even some of them, like, are, like, near death. That's how good of a fighter she became with Asuma, Shikamaru, and Choji. And though not Sakura is dead, she still has a last bit of her strength left. And I forgot to mention, she was wearing something that Naruto bought her in her hair, a hair clip, So, he runs. Basically, the ninjas are there, and Naruto just blow them away with a wind jutsu. He holds to Sakura, and he goes, "Sakura, you're gonna be all right. I can heal you." And he can try and summon, the King of Death. But for some reason he can't, because it's being used right now by, Obito. Well, not Obito. I mean, he's been used by the other user of the, Renegon. He's like, just hold on a little bit longer. She just nods her head saying, this is it. You can't, heal me. Even Indira and Ashura says, you can't. Even Kurama says it's too much internal damage and, bleeding, because he sees basically there's like a few puncture wounds in her, because she was stabbed by kunais, but in her stomach and all that, so area. So yeah, and he just curses himself out. She says, "Don't worry, I'll be fine. Just live on." And she gives one last, she has him. She says, "I gotta give you something," and she gives him the hair clip that he bought her. And she was wearing it though, so she took it out of her hair, which Naruto didn't even notice. And she just smiles and says, "I really am sorry for everything." And Naruto just basically starts crying. He hated Sakura, but he didn't want her to die like this. And so she passes away. And Naruto is enraged. He is angry. And these ninjas have gone back out. They see Naruto and they see something starting to flicker. Something's flickering off of him. It's basically his Susanoo. It's starting to flicker off of him, and no one knows. Naruto doesn't know this. Indira and Ashura do, but Ashura's pissed, Indira's pissed, Kurama's pissed, and basically, he's not gonna get the Ren Sharingan. No, that's later. That's much, much later. But let's just say he just gets a new ability from this. He gets a condensed version of the Susanoo, but onto his body. So basically, he gets that, and then boom, the mask is on his face. He gets the bow, the sword out, and then they're just a few minutes later, are afraid, and then screaming, no more people. And basically, the ninjas who are in the area where the Leaf Ninjas, they see Naruto just being in the middle of all these ninjas. There were a good 15 of them. Well, not 15, good 10 of them when Sakura did it, fighting them. And it was she brought them down to 6. So he just sit there, just see what Naruto did, and did see Sakura and Minato and Kushina were there. They say, "Naruto," as they see the glowing red eyes, and they, the ninjas who are, basically they failed the attack. This went on for an hour or two, and this is basically the attack happened for an hour or two, and yeah. So, hold on. Alright, everyone. This is where I have to stop, but I'm gonna pause it. But if it somehow the video does go up to basically being stops on its own, I don't pause. I'm just pausing it. But if it doesn't it stops on its own, then I'll make a second part to this. So basically, I haven't finished what I wanted it to be. So yeah. So hold on. Alright, everyone. Alright, I am back. So yeah. It didn't stop. The recording, I paused it, but it didn't, cut out, so that way I'll have to make a part 2. Well, not part 2, a second half, basically, and all. So, yeah. Let's have to get a drink of water. But so yeah, Naruto gets his Susanoo onto his body with some mask, red eyes, and all. And yeah, so he gets that power. And, Kushina Minato, basically remove Naruto's Susanoo mask off of him. And Naruto's just crying, and, Kushina just hugs him. So, the third Hokage defeats the Kazekage. But we're gonna go, to that fight. He goes, Kazekage, why are you attacking our village? And he goes, well, it was part of Orochimaru's plan, but somebody ruined it. So, he asked me to take over, to fight you. But I don't think I can, since I am. As he looks at Zabuza and Haku, and he says, outnumbered. So, basically, they have an epic fight, jutsus are being thrown. Basically, this is like near the end of it, like I'm saying. And, Zabuza comes out of nowhere for the mist, and Kazekage is having troubles, and then Haku throws some bones at him, knocking out his hands and arm movements, and Zabuza just comes in, and boom, tries to hit him, but the sand blocks him till the third Hokage comes in with the staff and hits him, and basically they all do one jutsu at a time. So water style, ice style, fire style, boom. They kill the Kazekage, which the sand villagers will find out. So yeah, it was a fool's errand. They did not know the yellow flash was returned. This is why, they said not to. But, since now the rumors will go out that Kushina and Minato Namikaze are back, like the Raikage, from the cloud, like the lightning village, with Kilby and all that, will try to come after him. But, they also hear of his son, who basically is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, who has the Renegon. Well, who has power equal or above his father's. So yeah, and now they even have Shukaku on their side, because, so basically, the sand villagers know now, like, he's dead, no. So yeah, but anyways, the third Hokage says walks over to the body of the, Kazekage, says, you were a fool for believing in Orochimaru. So, he has some Anbu take them over to the forces of the Sand Sound, and they deliver the body to, the ninjas as they are in shock. And so, they take the body of the Kazekage and leave. Gaara, though, and Kankuro, and Tamari stay in the village. Naruto, when Gaara was looking for Naruto, he found, Kushina and Minato, and then he runs over, basically, and sees Sakura. He goes, what? What? He just, he knows that she's dead. He just kind of curses himself out a little bit, like he's blaming himself for this. Naruto can tell. So the the armor of the Susanoo comes off of him. He just walks over to Gaara, who's on his knees, just punches his fist in the ground. He just tells him no. He just shakes his head no. And Gaara takes it as it's not his fault, which Naruto is saying. So yeah. So after everything, settled down and everything, they were casualties to the village. There were a couple of villagers that did die. There are people that did die and everything. So it's not unscathed. So what happens is they make a funeral, but Naruto says he can bring, if they want, they can bring as the people who were ninjas, family members or family. Says no, leave them. Even Sakura's parents tell him they just want her to rest. So he understands, and he says he will make sure that they don't ever have any troubles. He'll work as twice as many missions than when he can for them, which they say he doesn't have to, but no, he says he needs to, because he couldn't save Sakura. and they just thank him. So he's gonna do that, and that's technically his. They're like his family. So he, basically though, even though he was dating their daughter, they were like a father and mother to him. So Kushina and Minato meet them, and they do apologize about their daughter using their son to get Sasuke Uchiha to like her and all that. And well, yeah, Sasuke heard about Sakura's death. He said that everyone was sad. And Naruto was the most sad. He just stand there. While everyone left, he was just there still, just looking at all the people that it wasn't that many people, only in total 10, not that many. And Naruto was just standing there and just looking at them. Anko comes and she says, "You all right?" Same thing with Gaara and Tamari and Kankuro. He just says, "No. She was in my arms. I couldn't save her. I had all this power, and yet I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't save one life." How pathetic am I? If I was just a little bit faster, I could have gone there sooner. Or if I just looked for her, I could have found her, prevented this. And basically Anko just hugs him and just says, "It's alright, I'm here." And he just starts crying. Gaara goes up to Sakura's, like picture and leave flowers. Same thing with Tamari and Kankuro. Gaara says he's sorry for what he did, and he didn't really want her dead. He would have liked to got to know her a little bit better. So yeah. So, days pass. Naruto's like in his room. Sometimes he comes out, eats, trains in his room, just being by himself. Indira, Ashura, and Kurama don't talk to him because they just let him be by himself. But the four people who do come over, the people who do come over are his friends. Shikamaru, Shoji, Kiba, Hinata, Anko, Sasuke, Ino, Shinsui, and basically Jiraiya, the third Hokage, and like Itachi, and Sasuke's parents. They all come over to see how Naruto's doing, and he gets out, but they always come over just to make sure he's never alone. Anko's always by his side, like 100%. So they're spending like a lot of time getting to know each other, and before. So basically, before the third Hokage says he's gonna have to resign, Anko and ask Naruto out on a date. So they go on a date, and Naruto dressing up nice. Well, he's wearing all black. His hair, he did let's just say, put his hair into a ponytail. So, I don't know why he has long hair. I just thought it would be good. Don't judge me, guys. So yeah, so they go on a date. Naruto just asks, they just walk around and talk. They go into stores. He buys a few things. The villagers don't really hate him, so they don't overcharge him and such because he's with Anko. So yeah, I mean they just they think that he's on a date. Some of the female shop owners say it's on the house, and Naruto's like, "Are you sure?" And yeah, and some including a restaurant owner who basically, let's just say, Naruto helped him out a while back, so he just says, so he gives them the most delicious, most fanciest meal that they can ever have, and he says it's on the house. And well, yeah, so Naruto just says thanks. And basically they eat, it's delicious, they talk, he makes a joke, she laughs, and it's just, yeah, they're just enjoying their time. So at the end of it, Naruto walks her home, and she says she'd like to do this again sometime, but maybe as a couple. And Naruto wants to say yes, but it's a little bit hard for him to say it. Anko then says, "You don't have to say yes right now. Just think about it." He goes, and then Kurama just says, "Kid, get over it. Life and death happens. This happens in the ninja world." Naruto does, and I said he knows. And Ashura and Indira are just saying, "Look, we understand how it is, but this girl likes you. You are technically only a year younger than her, Naruto. So go ahead." So he just says, "All right, Anko, I would love to, go on a date again with you, but as your boyfriend." She asks him out as a boyfriend. So she just smiles and hugs him and basically gives him a kiss on the cheek and all that, saying thank you. And unknowns to them, Jiraiya was watching along with Kakashi. Kakashi watched Naruto from afar, but Kakashi was there along with Minato and Kushina and Sasuke's parents, along with Sasuke and Ino. As you just hear Jiraiya saying, "New research." Kushina is punches Jiraiya in the head because he did use Minato and Kushina's relationship as inspiration. So he just has. So basically it's fun. It's just a little bit funny right now. So Naruto hears the hit of Kushina saying no, and he goes, "Mom, Dad, is that you over there?" And then Kushina and Minato come out and say, "Oh, Naruto, we were just walking by. We saw you and Anko, and we just they want to interrupt the moment, so we saw you going out." And Anko is just still holding on him, and her face is getting a little bit red. Naruto's face is getting a little bit red, and Naruto says, I'll talk to you later. I'll come by later." She goes, "All right." So and then Kushina says, "Nope. This is a thing happening. Uncle, do you live alone?" She says, "Yes." So she goes, "Then you're coming into the Namikaze, with us. That's who the Namikaze place. We have another room." And she goes, "Wait, what?" Even though he was wait, what, Mom? Minato was like, "Kushina, you doing?" And she just looks at Minato. She goes, "She is staying with us, Minato. That's it." And Minato says, "Yes, dear." So yeah. So they said they'll come by tomorrow and help her pack up. Which Naruto is what? What's going on? He's all confused, and Kushina just says, "Oh, nothing, dear. Nothing, Naruto. We're just having Uncle stay with us from now on." So yeah. And so Naruto leaves. He gives her a kiss goodbye on the cheek, and when they leave, all the people that were there that I just said come out, and Sasuke says, "Huh, Naruto now is dating somebody. Cool. I guess he won't be hanging around and train with me much. So Ino just says, yeah. So what do you want to do? You want to go on? I think I said they were dating. So if not, then just want to hang out or something. But if not, well, there's two options: hang out or a date. So yeah, I did believe I made Inkobe and Sasuke. So 100% sure. I did not go back into the first episode. I just wanted to make this because yeah. So, anyways, and Sasuke's parents saying Naruto grew up so fast. The father's just crying. And he's like, "Dad, why are you crying?" And basically Itachi's saying, "Let's hope we don't have to teach him anything." And Shinzo goes, "Yeah, true." And early he says, and that's when Shinzo goes, "Yeah, that's true." And Sasuke doesn't get it. And then he does say Naruto is technically a year, older than, well, a couple, 2 years older than us. And, basically they go "Oh, yeah, that's true." So, yeah. And let's just say I'm gonna, able to, in the future, I'm gonna be able to have Naruto's basically age people backwards. Well, he didn't, reverse his age a little bit. So it's the canon age, and he's gonna do the same thing to Anko. So yeah. But yeah, so that happens, and then a few days later, the Hokage calls him Jiraiya, and well, he knows Anko's living with him now, so he calls Anko over, and so he says, "I'm gonna retire," and that shocked everyone. Well, that shocked Anko and Naruto, and they say, "Why?" He says, "I'm getting too old for this job, and also too much paperwork." Naruto just says, multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu," and he's like, "What? What?" So, so he has something in his desk, just so that way he can, every time he had a headache, he just make himself go unconscious. And it's just a seal saying "idiot." So then he just smashes his head against that. And he goes, "Idiot, idiot, idiot." And then he goes, "Okay, till Tsunade comes here, I will do this work." And then he makes Shadow Clone Jutsu. He does multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. And then the Shadow Clones start doing the work. And then they switch turns with him, and so he does say, "Thank you, Naruto." So he goes, "Yeah." So he does tell Jiraiya, though, "I'm still gonna have Tsunade come over and take over." And Jiraiya said, "Okay, that's good, because my spy network will be too dangerous and everything else." So yeah, he says, "Agreed." So that happens, and hold on, I hate those numbers. But anyways, so yeah, so basically Naruto just. So Uncle and him are just gonna be going over to get Tsunade, and so they, Jiraiya says, "All right, you two pack up and everything." Kushina makes them a meal for lunch and everything, just to pack up, and they're heading out that same day. Naruto and Sasuke meet up. Sasuke says, let's see how strong you've gotten." And Naruto just activates the Susanoo, but all around his body, so he puts the fox mask on, and he just takes the staff, not the staff. Yeah, the bow staff. And he says, "Bring it on." And Sasuke just says, "I surrender. Run away." Which Naruto says, "You're no fun." He goes, "You literally brought out Susanoo. What was I supposed to do?" He says, "True." So yeah. And then, he leaves with Anko, holding his arm. Kushina just telling Naruto, "No funny business." And he goes, "I'm not. Don't worry, Mom. You're not going to become a grandma just yet." And she just says, "Good. You had to wait till you're 18. He goes, "That's in a couple of years." He goes, "I know, but still." He goes, all right. Actually, she says, "No. When you're in your 20s. He goes, "Fine." And he says, "Same thing with Anko." And he goes, "Yes, ma'am." She heard about the Kushina, being very strong and powerful, so yeah. And very having a short temper. So anyways, they go on the journey. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed this what if, this part and everything. So I just hope you guys, stay safe out there, and everything. Wherever you guys are, day or night, thank you for watching, and bye.